Hey, welcome back to Mr. CZ Bike. Got the HITWAY BK6M. And for some reason, it says BK6 on here. I don't know where the M went. But anyways, this is an affordable folding bike. And last time I forgot to mention that it has suspension forks. And I think that's it. And I got the car behind me because this is the first time I'm going to be able to take the car out when I take the bike. Because the city bikes, I drive into the city and take them out of the back of the truck. This is a 1x7 speed with 3-inch tires. I think that's the biggest you can get before they're fat tires, because the fat tires you run from 20 psi to 5. These ones you're supposed to run at 40. I'm sure they'd run fine at 30 if you wanted a little cushion. And speaking of cushion, it's got the cushion on the back rack, which I sat on it, and it seems to hold me, but I don't know how much it's rated to hold. But if you do put somebody on it, they got no place to put their feet. So I don't know about that. Then it's got the front forks. It doesn't have rear suspension, but what it does have is the seat with the most cushion in the world on it, and a suspension seat post. I did notice that if you're really short, if you swap this seat post out, you'll gain another almost 4 inches. Well, 4, maybe 5 inches. And it's got a 14 amp hour battery. It's 48 volts, a 750 watt motor. It has a throttle and pedal assist 1 through 3, and has a top speed of 20 miles an hour. And I've already boosted it up to 25 miles an hour. I'm not sure why I didn't get more, but another 5 miles an hour. And it has the brake light, tail light, headlight, and like little horn. It's got 160 millimeter rotors with manual brakes or cable driven disc brakes. And I guess that's about it. I'm going to show you how to fold it up. I'm going to put it in the trunk, see how well it fits. And then I'll take it out to one of the 2 cities on either side of me and ride it around, and we'll see how it goes. All right, I spun the bike around just so I could show you. It tends to fold better if you put this crank arm facing out or facing the back. You push the pedals in and fold them. If you want to see this latch better, I showed it in the assembly video. And this one also, you got to push it to the side. And I always forget which way I got to push it. That way. You fold this down first. Make sure your front tire is straight. And then you fold it up. This is only the second time I've done this. And there you go. Now I'll get it thrown in the trunk and get ready to take off. All right. We'll see how it fits in the trunk. Oh crap, I should have took the battery out first. That makes it a lot lighter. Plus, you should travel with this battery out anyways. This really should have something holding everything together. Seats hanging up. All right, I'll show you how it looks. All right, got a HITWAY folding bike, a folding chair, jump starter, few odds and ends, and plenty of room around it. So, like I said, this is the first time I got to take the car and ride a bike out to one of the cities. So in a little while, I'm going to head out and we'll take this for its first ride. All right, I'm out here in the big city of Yokern, which should do good enough for this test. This bike's for anybody who's got to throw it in their trunk or in their closet or whatever, and then they can ride it to work and throw it in a closet or a big locker there. Take it down on the subway, which I can't show here because there's no subway. I just wanted to show quick why I had to take the seat off. This is a nice big trunk and a big car, but look how small the hole is to get into the trunk. And that's why I had to take the seat off. Otherwise, it would have just dropped right in. And I kind of was rushing through this taping, because I got up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, hurry up and wash the car before the temperature got in the triple digits. And now I'm out here bright and early. It's still only like 85 degrees. But if I'm right, this will be a nice, fairly cool ride on a nice, comfortable bike. So I'll get that thing out of the trunk and we'll get to it. All right, I've been home for a couple of days and I forgot to show you guys how to lock and unlock the speed and get that extra 5 miles an hour. All you got to do is turn your throttle all the way, pull your front brake in, push the power button, wait for after it comes on, then you hold it for 10 seconds. And then after that 10 seconds, you let go, and you got that extra 5 miles an hour. And to change it back to 20 miles an hour, all you got to do is, before you turn it on, you do the same thing. Pull the throttle, pull the brakes, and hit the power button. When it comes on, you wait 10 seconds, and you're back to 20 miles an hour. All right, first of all, got to get it set up. And this has, I don't know if you can see it, it's got markings on it, and I think it's centimeters, so you can remember where it was. Just so, I got to fold my pedals out. I don't have my normal camera on me, so I went to leave the house and I checked it, and see, this starts up in 0 and it was completely dead. So, all right, and remember, I gotta raise the seat. I already changed this, so instead of a 20 mile an hour top speed, oh, that's torquey. See that? Instead of a 20 mile an hour speed, it's 25 miles an hour. And the bumps aren't bad. Top speed in PSA 1 is 9 miles an hour. After I changed, it takes off nice and quick. And now it's 15 miles an hour. I was being followed by a car. I thought the brakes were going to be really squeaky and have to be broken in. Jeez. PSA 3 And it did 25 miles an hour with no load on it. And it's 24.7 miles an hour. Which is respectable. Man, it's not fast, it's not slow. Yeesh, you can almost pop a wheelie with this thing. And it's really easy to handle and cuts in pretty well. Jeez, this thing is a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. I charged the battery up and then it sat for, I don't know, 4 days, I think. This is a pretty torquey little motor. Oh, a lot more than I thought it was going to be. And like I thought, it's nice and comfortable. The front suspension probably isn't that great. It's not adjustable. But, I mean, I'm not going to be running off-road or hitting jumps and stuff with it either. That's not the type of bike it is. I hit 24.9 miles an hour. If I tuck in, I might hit 25. All right, brake check. Jeez. Got brakes. The brake stopped when the tires grabbed hold. I mean, it yanked pretty good. Betcha I could ride a wheelie on this. Hop up on the curb. Off the curb. The noise from all the stuff kicking up into those metal fenders. I tried to do a burnout in the sand. Now, we'll see how it is doing a little off-road. Not bad. A little more slippery than the 4-inch tires in the deep sand, but getting stuck in deep sand. For a little folding bike, this is pretty impressive. I mean, I wouldn't want to go through a lot of deep sand, but I mean, if you found yourself at the beach, you wanted to cruise down to the water and whatever, this would definitely do it. You unlock the speed, it'll do it at like 20 miles an hour through the deep sand. You feel the torque all the way up till it hits speed. That probably comes from these tires being a little bit smaller than what I'm used to. I mean, I'm used to the 20 by 4-inch tires, but they're taller too. They're not just wider. Huh. This little bike's kind of impressing me. Now, this bike isn't made for me because I do so much off-roading. But for somebody who has to fold it up and get it in their trunk or closet, like I said, I mean, getting around the city, this would be really nice. I think if I was to use it for that, I would definitely unlock it. It's really depending on how far you have to go. If you have to go a mile or two with it from your house to the subway, then another mile or so to get to work, 20 miles an hour would be fine. But if you got to go 6-7 miles, I would probably unlock it. Not that 5 miles an hour is a whole lot of speed, but just makes you feel like you're getting there a little bit quicker. Yeah, this thing I don't know if you can see it, but it turns really quick. And it says the range is 35 to, I think it was 65 miles, which I can see that. It's a smaller battery. It's 14 amp hours. It's not a small battery. But with the speed limited to 20 miles an hour, I can see 35 miles. Especially if you're pedaling and not going top speed all the time, which is really what that is. It's usually when they give you the high miles. Well, actually, the high miles is 65, which if you're doing a lot of pedaling and you're going slow. But 35, I can also see. I mean, like how I'm riding almost, and that's full throttle and go. Here's a decent test into the wind. I'm going 24.7. I was 24.9. Oh, if I tuck in, I got 25.3. Oh, when you're riding this, you forget that it's a step-through folding bike. It feels like you're on something more substantial. Not at one point. I mean, when I was off-road going through the moguls, or when I was hopping up and down the curb, did I feel unsafe on it, like something was going to give way on me. Oh. Nah, I was going to catch those dogs and see if they had a collar, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Even if I catch up to them, I'm going to have to tackle them. Hey, 25.3 miles an hour. Yeah, so a little foldable bike. Forget what the price is on this, but it's a cheap, affordable, whatever, foldable bike. And it's just over 25 miles an hour. Fit right in the trunk of your car. And it's actually fun to ride. I thought I was going to have to say that for what it is, it worked like it should. But I don't like this and that and the other thing. Well, what I don't like is the gearing. I think this front sprocket is way too small. If you are going to pedal, I think you'd probably have to keep it in 1 or 2, or you'd run out of cadence. There's no way you're pedaling at 20 miles an hour. Although, top gear, pedaling out across the road is kind of nice, because it's not so high you got to stand on it. I think that's the only thing I don't actually like on this. Other than if they were going to put the seat pad on the rack, they should have put pegs. But then the rider, I think, would have to be so small they probably shouldn't be riding on there. All right, let's check how fast you'd be pedaling. All right, I'm pedaling fairly quick. I'm 13, 14 miles an hour. It's a nice gear for PSA 1, I guess. That's enough pedaling for me. Oh, that's enough of a test ride for me. I've got a feel of the bike, and everything seems good, although I think I've already stretched out the brake cable, so I have to adjust that a little bit, but yeah. Alright, so the HITWAY BK6M, it's a nice little folding bike. It feels like you're getting more bike than what you paid for, and I like it. I mean, I won't be taking it out on the trails, but it's a nice little bike. All right, I kind of rushed through that video. I got a lot of stuff to do, but this bike is, I mean, it's a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be when I saw it online. And then when I started putting it together, it felt like a quality bike. And then I took it out and it impressed me. It's just every step of the way, it just got better. So, and if you have any questions, because like I said, I did rush through the video, just leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer everybody's questions. And definitely do take the battery out if you're going to throw it in the trunk. It gets a lot lighter. And like I said, the only thing I could find that I really didn't like is this sprocket's got to be a lot bigger if you're going to pedal. And that's about it. So I'm going to leave the links down below. And make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss upcoming videos. And leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. All that good stuff. And thanks for watching.